The philosophy of economics encompasses a wide array of theories and practices that seek to understand, explain, and influence how societies allocate resources, produce goods, and distribute wealth. It is an interdisciplinary field that draws from political science, sociology, history, and ethics. At its core, it grapples with fundamental questions about the nature of human societies, the best ways to meet their needs, and the most just and efficient systems for organizing economic activity. Among the most prominent frameworks within this philosophical discourse are capitalism and socialism, each offering distinct approaches to economic organization and human welfare. However, there are also numerous hybrid and alternative models that attempt to reconcile the strengths and weaknesses of these traditional systems. Capitalism is perhaps the most widely known and practiced economic system in the modern world. Rooted in the principles of private property, free markets, and competition, capitalism posits that individual self-interest, guided by the invisible hand of the market, leads to the most efficient allocation of resources. The idea, first systematically articulated by Adam Smith in the 18th century, suggests that when individuals pursue their own economic interests, they inadvertently contribute to the overall good of society. In a capitalist economy, the means of production are owned privately, and goods and services are distributed according to market mechanisms. Prices are determined by supply and demand, and competition is seen as the driving force behind innovation and economic growth. Proponents of capitalism argue that it promotes efficiency, innovation, and individual freedom. They claim that the profit motive incentivizes businesses to produce high-quality goods and services at competitive prices, leading to a dynamic and prosperous economy. Furthermore, capitalism is often associated with political freedom, as it tends to support the decentralization of economic power and the protection of individual rights. By allowing people to own property and engage in voluntary exchanges, capitalism is said to create a framework in which individuals can pursue their own happiness and improve their standard of living. However, capitalism is not without its critics. One of the primary criticisms is that it can lead to significant economic inequality. Since the system rewards those who are able to accumulate capital and take advantage of market opportunities, it can result in vast disparities in wealth and power. Critics argue that this inequality undermines social cohesion and creates a class system where the wealthy have disproportionate influence over political and economic decisions. Additionally, capitalism is often criticized for its focus on short-term profits, which can lead to environmental degradation and the exploitation of workers. The relentless pursuit of growth and profit can result in unsustainable practices that harm both people and the planet. In contrast to capitalism, socialism advocates for the collective or state ownership of the means of production and the distribution of goods and services based on need rather than profit. Socialist theories vary widely, but they generally emphasize equality, social justice, and the idea that economic activity should be planned and regulated to ensure that all members of society have their basic needs met. Socialism emerged as a critique of the inequalities and injustices associated with capitalism, and it gained prominence in the 19th and 20th centuries through the writings of thinkers like Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. Marx and Engels argued that capitalism inherently exploits workers, who are paid less than the value of the goods and services they produce. This surplus value is appropriated by capitalists, leading to the accumulation of wealth and power in the hands of a few. According to Marxist theory, this exploitation is the root cause of class conflict and social inequality. Marx envisioned a revolutionary overthrow of the capitalist system, leading to a classless society where the means of production are owned communally and goods are distributed according to the principle of from each according to his ability, to each according to his needs. Socialist economies seek to reduce or eliminate economic inequality by redistributing wealth and providing public goods and services, such as healthcare, education, and housing, to all citizens. This can be achieved through various mechanisms, including progressive taxation, social welfare programs, and state ownership of key industries. By prioritizing social welfare over profit, socialism aims to create a more equitable and just society. However, socialism also faces significant challenges and criticisms. One of the main criticisms is that it can stifle individual initiative and innovation. Without the profit motive and competition, critics argue, there is less incentive for individuals and businesses to innovate and improve efficiency. Additionally, centrally planned economies can suffer from inefficiencies and bureaucratic overreach, leading to shortages, waste, and a lack of responsiveness to consumer preferences. Historical examples of socialist states, such as the Soviet Union, have often been marked by authoritarianism and economic stagnation, further fueling skepticism about the viability of socialism as an economic system. Despite these criticisms, there are many who believe that a middle ground between capitalism and socialism can be found. Mixed economies, which combine elements of both systems, are common in many countries around the world. These economies seek to harness the efficiencies and innovation of the market while ensuring that the state plays a role in regulating and redistributing resources to promote social welfare. In such systems, the government may own or regulate certain industries, provide social services, and implement policies to reduce inequality, while still allowing private enterprise and market competition to drive economic activity. The Nordic model, practiced in countries like Sweden, Denmark, and Norway, is often cited as an example of a successful mixed economy. These countries combine a strong welfare state with a competitive market economy, achieving high levels of social equality and economic prosperity. They offer extensive social benefits, such as universal healthcare, free education, and generous unemployment benefits, while maintaining a high degree of economic freedom and encouraging entrepreneurship. Beyond capitalism and socialism, there are numerous alternative economic models that seek to address the shortcomings of both systems. For example, the concept of a steady-state economy, proposed by ecological economists like Herman Daly, emphasizes sustainability and the need to maintain a stable level of resource consumption and economic activity. This model challenges the traditional focus on continuous economic growth, arguing that in a world of finite resources, perpetual growth is neither possible nor desirable. Instead, a steady-state economy aims to achieve a balance between human needs and the ecological limits of the planet, promoting long-term well-being and environmental health. Another alternative is the idea of a participatory economy, or PERCON, developed by economists like Michael Albert and Robin Harnell. PERCON envisions a system where economic decisions are made through participatory planning, involving all members of society in the process of determining what goods and services are produced and how they are distributed. This model emphasizes equity, solidarity, and self-management, seeking to create a more democratic and just economic system. Similarly, the concept of a circular economy focuses on designing economic activities in a way that minimizes waste and maximizes the reuse and recycling of materials. This approach challenges the traditional linear model of production and consumption, which typically involves taking resources, making products, and disposing of waste. By creating closed-loop systems, a circular economy aims to reduce environmental impact and create more sustainable patterns of production and consumption. In addition to these theoretical models, there are numerous practical experiments in alternative economic organization happening around the world. Cooperative enterprises, where workers own and manage businesses collectively, offer a way to combine the efficiency of market mechanisms with the principles of solidarity and democratic governance. Social enterprises and community-based initiatives, such as local currencies and time banks, seek to create more resilient and equitable local economies by fostering cooperation and mutual support. The philosophy of economics is thus a rich and dynamic field, continually evolving as societies grapple with the complex and interrelated challenges of economic development, social justice, and environmental sustainability. While capitalism and socialism represent two of the most influential and enduring paradigms, the ongoing search for more just and sustainable economic systems is likely to produce a diverse array of models and practices in the years to come. Ultimately, the philosophy of economics is not just about abstract theories and ideological debates, it is about finding practical ways to create a world where all people can lead fulfilling and dignified lives, and where human societies can coexist harmoniously with the natural world.